We got some gusty winds and some rain moving through the area. I'll have all the details coming up.
And Alabama's Department of Labor will soon have a new commissioner. Current Commissioner Fitzgerald Washington has announced his retirement. And we'll have the latest game day information for fans. WVUA 23 News starts right now.
This is WVUA 23 News.
And we're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Jabari Pruitt, and the biggest SEC matchup is one day away, but Hurricane Helene made landfall last night. Nick Temple in tonight for Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. And Nick, will this storm have any impact on tomorrow's game?
So, Jabari, the good news is it will not. We're actually going to be good for tomorrow. However, tonight we are in a wind advisory. We're feeling some very gusty winds tonight. I mean, these are winds that'll blow you right on over. We got 22 miles an hour here in Tuscaloosa, 32 over there in Birmingham. So it's going to be very gusty. Now, this is because of this remnants of Hurricane Helene that we're seeing some rain showers as we move through the remainder of the evening. So we have high school football tonight. We could see some showers at the 7 p.m. hour. Shouldn't be too impactful, but for the remainder of those games, we should just see some clouds and coverage like that. So very comfortable temperatures tonight. Now, this is what we all are waiting for, the Bama-Tuscaloosa, Georgia game. We can see that we're going to be at 78 degrees by that 4 p.m. hour. Slight chance of rain there, but it shouldn't be too bad. And we're going to see 76 degrees by kickoff and in the 70s by the end of the game. So for temperatures for right now, we are in the 60s up there in Haleyville, but 81 down there in Demopolis. So I'll have a full look at your forecast and what to expect tomorrow in weather. Jabari?
Nick, thank you. And fans traveling or making plans to attend the game should arrive early. Roads around campus will close at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and security checkpoints will have longer lines due to heightened security. Ticket holders should familiarize themselves with the updated stadium map, which illustrates specific designated security checkpoints for seating areas. Now, gates will open at 4 p.m. For more information, just visit uagameday.com. Well, Alabama fans are getting ready for the Alabama-Georgia game tomorrow. WVUA 23's Paisley Roberts joins us live near Party Central at the Quad. And Paisley, you've been talking with some of them today, right?
I have, Jabari, and they're excited. Fans have been on the Quad all day, soaking up the atmosphere of the big game. Fans started setting up their tailgating tents on the Quad earlier this week. Tailgating is a time for fans to watch the game, spend time with their friends, meet new people, and eat game day foods.
It's always awesome to be around like-minded individuals. On big games, you want to come around, and I want to be around people that feel the same way I feel about the game. And there's no better place to do it right here on the Quad, tailgating.
Jones says he made a few new friends this morning while setting up, and they talked about how they can't wait to hang out, share stories, and some good food. Some Alabama fans watched Good Morning America broadcasting from the Quad this morning. Some friend groups are spending the night there tonight to be the first in line for College game day tomorrow morning. They are going to spend the night making signs, so they'll be prepared.
We got here at 4 a.m. for Good Morning America and started camping out after.
Dyson and his friends plan to sleep on the Quad and take shifts if needed to hold their place in line. Another student said he thinks that fans started coming to Tuscaloosa earlier this week because of Hurricane Helene.
So usually this is not the place I come to hide from a hurricane, but since this is the biggest game of the year, I had to come and hide from the hurricane here. There's no reason not to.
A few Alabama fans think that this may be a close game, but Alabama will beat Georgia.
It's going to be a close one. I think the team that makes the least amount of mistakes, the least penalized, can be aggressive on defense when it's needed, it's going to come out with the win.
ESPN's College game day will start at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Gates open for the game at 4 before kickoff at 6:30. Live and local at the University of Alabama, Paisley Roberts, WVUA 23 News.
Paisley, thank you. Traffic started rolling in early today on the Strip, and workers at one of the top merchandise stores are expecting big business. Bama Stuff has been in business for a long time and supply a lot of fans with game day attire. And the excitement for this game is bringing in more fans and more customers. Bama Stuff says they're ready for them.
Expect a pretty good day. You know, I'm concerned because of all the distractions, game day being here and President Trump being here, the concerts across the street, everything going on. But there'll be so many people in town that aren't going to the game. They'll be hanging around, and we'll be open past kickoff.
Now, Jones reminds shoppers the store will be open Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. In other news tonight, the Alabama Supreme Court has dismissed an appeal by 1225 Sports Bar in Tuscaloosa. In the lawsuit, the bar claimed the city was racially discriminating against the bar and its owners after the city changed its laws and ended the practice to allow two separate occupancy limits in a restaurant space that changed into a bar at night. The bar's owner claimed the city used the strip shooting to enact the ordinance. A trial court date has not yet been claimed. Of course, the owners claim they have not, that it was not valid, rather, I should say. Now, the city has denied those charges. When stockbroker worker for a Tuscaloosa office is charged with stealing client funds, 46-year-old Jason Brooks Head has pleaded guilty to stealing more than $500,000. He worked for Morgan Stanley Wealth Management in Tuscaloosa. He admitted to withdrawing funds from two client accounts without their authorizations from July of 2020 through November of 2023. No court date has been set. Well, Governor Kay Ivey has announced the retirement of Alabama's Labor Secretary. Fitzgerald Washington was the Department of Labor's longest-serving secretary. He was elected to serve as the chair of two national workforce associations during his tenure. Now, Governor Ivey's former cabinet member, Marty Redding, will lead the department as the transition to the Department of Workforce. Now, Redding's appointment as Secretary of Labor Department will be effective Tuesday, October 1st. Well, World of Works Varsity is returning October 2nd from 2 until 5:30 p.m. West Alabama Works is partnering with Shelton State Community College Martin campus for the event. Now, while Varsity is a hands-on experience for 10th through 12th grade students, as well as those in the West Alabama community, attendees will learn about different careers from healthcare to construction and meet industry leaders. Another week of football Friday tonight at 10:30. Our sports team will be covering high school games all over the area. Our game of the week is Gordo at Pickens County. We have highlights from Bibb County at Northridge and Gardendale at Central. And we'll also be at Lincoln at Northside and Chelsea at Bryant. Well, coming up, Hurricane Helene made landfall last night, but the storm continues to leave a trail of destruction across the southeast. And one former mayor is collecting donations to help those impacted by Helene. We'll tell you how you can help. Those stories and more on the other side of the break. And Tropical Depression Helene continues to spin north, and millions of people are without power right now. At least 40 people have been killed in the former Category 4 hurricane. Mike Yoshida has the latest.
This is still a very dangerous situation. Even though some of the storm surge is receding in Florida.
Boats on yards in front of homes, roofs torn off, trees toppled, vehicles crushed. Many Floridians are assessing Helene's punishing overnight blow while the threat moved north.
There's still so much that's happening across many states.
Potentially historic and devastating flood levels are washing across large parts of the southeast.
We're also trying to get the multiple structures right now that we know have individuals inside that we're unable to communicate with.
Georgia's governor confirming Friday afternoon that multiple people remain trapped in buildings. Water rescues in that state and others have essentially been nonstop since Helene's landfall. In North Carolina, forecasters predict Helene's impact to be one of the most significant weather events to happen in the modern era for the region. At least 2 storm-related fatalities have happened there. Around mountainous Asheville, already saturated from pre-Helene rains, there are other threats.
I am worried about potential building falling and collapses and landslides.
The river just keeps coming up. I don't know when it's supposed to crest today, but it's...
Trees are down on roads everywhere. Don't get out if you don't have to.
Good advice echoed by just about every emergency management official.
You need to exercise extreme caution.
In Steinhatchee, Florida, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Now, there are just under 3 million people without power in the southeast. Officials in several states have cautioned that outages in some areas could take days to restore. Right now, Alabama power crews are on standby to help to recovery efforts. Well, FEMA announced disaster assistance is available to the state. Now, it will supplement response efforts due to emergency conditions resulting from Hurricane Helene. Now, federal funding is available to state, tribal, and eligible local governments and certain private nonprofit organizations. 35 counties in Alabama qualify to receive this assistance. Well, former Northport Mayor Bobby Herndon is helping those affected by Hurricane Helene. Herndon, Hicks, and Associates in Northport is collecting supplies and resources to take to those impacted by the storm. If you would like to donate, you can drop off supplies at 2728 Lurleen B. Wallace Boulevard over the weekend. Well, next week, Herndon will decide which is the hardest hit areas to deliver those supplies.
It's a blessing to me. I feel that I was put here on earth for a purpose, and I love people. I hate it when people are hurt, and we want to sympathize right along with them, but they're hurt, but we're not, and we can help them in many kinds of ways.
Now, you can drop off supplies each day this weekend from 5 a.m. until 4 p.m.
Looking like some rain and wind off the Tuscaloosa cam. We got the game day forecast coming up after the break. Stick around. Well, happy Friday afternoon to you. We're looking at the Tuscaloosa cam right now, and we're seeing some wind and some rain come off right now. You can see across there just rain coming down. We got a wind at 9 miles an hour. And if we look at the radar, we can see this is coming through Tuscaloosa right about now. We got some showers moving across the area. If we zoom in there, we can see it's moving through. This is going to be very brief as it moves beyond. And if we go to northern Jefferson County, we're also seeing some rain there moving through about Asheville over there into Steele. So tonight we are going to see some rain as we move through, but we're just going to see some clouds behind us. This is going to be some brief showers. So if you're out there for high school football, shouldn't be too impactful. 71 degrees there by 7 p.m., getting down into just the upper 60s by the end of the game. Now tomorrow is a big day around here, so we can see this is what we have on deck for your Saturday. We're going to get up to 78 there as your high. We do have a potential for a rain shower there in the middle of the day and possibly into the later afternoon, but it's going to be very brief, if at all. I'm going to even leave it off this graphic here because Bama versus Georgia should be a great game. 78 degrees there by 4 p.m. when you're entering the stadium. By kickoff, 76 degrees, and then getting down to 70 by the end of the game. So this is what the models are showing in terms of our rain for the weekend. So Saturday, 8:30 a.m., maybe a possible shower, but pretty much just a blanket of clouds there. And as we go into the lunchtime hours, so maybe you're on the quad, maybe you're out and about elsewhere, this is where we could see a very short band of some showers moving through Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, but then that is out of the way. So if we do see a shower or two, it's going to be very brief. So nothing that's going to disrupt your game day experience. So I'm leaving the minimal chance there for Saturday. Again, on Sunday, maybe a passing shower. And then we have clear weather to start the week there. So rain chances are on the demise there, and we can see our temperature trend ahead. We're looking like we're going to have a very good week ahead there. So 78 is your high temperature on Saturday, 82 on Sunday. Start the gradual climb up there as we move throughout the week. We're going to be right on average for this time of year. So temperatures right now, good thermal divide here, 81 down there in Demopolis because they're free of rain, but where we're getting rain, 64 up there in Haleyville, 66 over there in Coleman. And tonight we're going to drop, be very comfortable tonight, those mid 60s. Of course, there's going to be some showers more north, but we're going to be very comfortable as we go into the remainder of the evening. So here's a look at your extended forecast. We have those shower possibility for tomorrow. It's going to be very minimal, 10% there on Sunday. And then look at the week ahead. Beautiful temperatures there with those highs in the mid 80s there and your lows in the lower 60s. So have a great rest of your Friday and a great game day ahead. And that's your look at your forecast update.
Hi, I'm Dr. Milady Murphy for this week's Your Personal Best. Dietary fiber, also known as roughage, derived from plant-based foods, are found in highest amounts in fruits and vegetables, whole grains, also nuts and seeds, and beans, all kinds of beans and peas. According to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, dietary fiber builds up the immune system, regulates blood sugar, lowers the bad cholesterol, and is loaded with vitamins and minerals, and also aids in bowel motility, especially important to hydrate with water. They recommend for every 1,000 calories a day, 14 grams of fiber should be incorporated into that dietary plan. Now, if you're not sure how much fiber is right for you, it's important to work with your physician or a registered dietitian that will understand your medical history and design a nutritional fiber plan that is right for you. And so until next time, be safe and practice wellness.
Thank you, Dr. Murphy. Coming up, we're a little more than 24 hours away from the biggest game in college football this season. Plus, former Alabama Crimson Tide athletes were a big part of a special golf tournament today over at Bent Brook in Bessemer. WVUA 23 Sports is next.
as a recruit, you always, dreamt of moments like this, to play in great atmospheres, great games, and play SEC ball. This is our first test in the SEC, and so it's a great opportunity for us as a football team to have this game, and it's so important for us to just have fun, play fast, free, and fearless, and just acknowledge that it's going to be a hard task and it's going to take 60 minutes of football.
A special game for a special player. Jalen Milroe is looking forward to tomorrow night's matchup against the Georgia Bulldogs. Good evening. I'm Gary Harris, TGIF. Now, this game is unique for Alabama in that the Tide is an underdog at home. It's the first time that has occurred since the LSU game back in 2007.
I mean, that's just rat poison. Of course we hear it, but at the end of the day, we do what we need to do, we'll be just fine.
We most definitely take it as motivation, for people to say that we're underdogs. We got that in the back of our minds, and now we just got to go out there and show them who we are.
Love that attitude. And much more on that big game tonight on Football Friday, including, of course, all our high school football scores and highlights, features, as I said, more Alabama-Georgia analysis. All that coming up tonight at 10:30 on WVUA 23. Football Friday. Make sure and join us after the news at 10. Well, former Alabama baseball player Robbie Glenn held the 6th annual Striker Strong Golf Tournament today over at Bent Brook Golf Course. 90 teams and 356 players took part in this event that aims to raise awareness of TBRS, a rare genetic disease that causes congenital abnormalities. Robbie's son, Striker, has TBRS. All the proceeds from the event will benefit Striker Strong, the Tatton Brown Raham communities, Anoxic brain injury research, and various other local families and charities. And Robbie Glenn tries to make it all about fun.
My wife hates when I call it a party, but that's what I try to do is create an environment, because there is a lot of great charities out there and they do a lot of golf tournaments and fundraisers. So I try to make this more of a social event and make it to where people mark it down on their calendar every year.
The Alabama men's basketball team opened practice this week. They scrimmaged Thursday, and the media was allowed to attend the workout. The men's team is looking to capitalize off that March Madness run all the way to the Final Four. The AP Top 25 preseason rankings have not come out yet, but Alabama is heavily projected to be in the top 5. I think they'll be in the top 3. The men's team has added 8 new players via both recruiting and the transfer portal. The most notable of the new additions is Clifford Amori, the big center from Rutgers. And according to head coach Nate Oates, this team has several guys that can flat out fill it up.
Like Aiden's shooting the ball at a ridiculously high level. He doesn't miss hardly anything when he's open. He's starting to make the right reads, and we've been working with him on, making great reads in the pick and roll as a point guard, making driving reads as well as he shoots it. Guys have to crowd him. Then he gets in the paint. He's making those reads better. So with, Mark and Latrell and Aiden, we got 3 of the best shooters in the country, in my opinion.
But, Jabari, it isn't all good news. Chris Youngblood, a transfer addition from South Florida who many projected to be a starter, underwent a procedure on his ankle following an injury that will keep him out of most of the non-conference portion of the schedule this season. So he'll be back for SEC play, but that's a little bit disappointing.
All right, Gary, thank you. Stick around. We're coming right back. And the world's most fascinating birds captured by the world's most talented shutterbugs. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Take a look at breathtaking images from around the world that make up the cream of the crop of the 2024 Bird Photographer of the Year competition. More than 23,000 images from photogs of all ages were submitted for consideration across multiple categories, including bird behavior, birds in flight, comedy, black and white, and more. All are spectacular in their own right, but standouts include this haunting moonlight silhouette moment from South Africa, this silly slip-sliding penguin in Antarctica, and this bird's topsy-turvy tree view in Spain, which took top honors in the Young Photog category for an artist just 14 years of age. But the overall winning prize went to this solemn image of more than 4,000 birds killed after collisions with windows or reflective surfaces in Toronto. It highlights a very real threat these fascinating flying creatures face in the modern world. The competition is in its 9th edition and celebrates not only the talents of these artists and the beauty of birds, but champions the cause of conservation to protect these winged wonders. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Amazing night tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I listen, like I said before, I don't do real work. But we're a little stressed with former President Trump coming in, all the logistical issues here at campus, and we've still got to get out tonight and get all this high school football covered, and of course got to cover Alabama tomorrow. And now on top of it, Nick, there is some little bit of rain out there, which could add to our woes. But we'll be here at 10:30, rain or shine, with Football Friday. But I hope this rain is not going to be too serious tonight.
Yeah, it's not going to be. It's going to be some slight showers that move through there. And even tomorrow, it's going to be very slim. That's why for tomorrow, we got a pretty good game day set up there, 78 by the kickoff. So it's going to be warm, and we should see that rain dissipate before the game starts. So that's a look at your forecast for the game.
All right, Nick, thank you. Well, that's it for us. Have a great weekend.